Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's a lazy Sunday afternoon, and I am labeling bottles, and we're about to have a happy hour. How's that sound? Sit back, get your cocktails together. The sound check has been complete, and I am satisfied with what I hear. Sunflowers! Hey, cheers. Good to see you. Let's get this thing started, shall we? Boom. Host cam. That's me, the old humble guy. Look at that. That's my face and stuff. And I even have a little sunbeam over my head coming from our main light. We don't need to see that. Can I adjust it out of the screen a little bit better? Yeah. Okay, so here's what's happening today. I have 25 cases of, is it 25 cases? What am I looking at? Yeah, 25 cases of, we're missing a couple of bottles here. Huh. Curious. I wonder if my wife grabbed those. Anyway, Vanessa Kitty's in the house. Cheers. Yeah, so here's what's going on. I've got these. These are bottles of pre-mixed cocktails, and I am putting labels on those bottles today. So it's a pretty fairly automated process. I've got a, well, I'll show you the machine in just a second. We can do this. We can chat. We can talk. This is the setup over here. The machine is tucked behind these boxes. The shop is very cluttered right now. Very cluttered. But let's get to it. I've got my chat on my phone so I can see it. And you know what we're going to do? I figure this is a good time to talk about what I've been doing all year long. So here's my machine. Can y'all see that? My machine? Yeah. So here's my machine. It's a round bottle labeler. And it labels round bottles, as you might be able to guess by the name. Cryptically named round bottle labeler. I literally just, well, I need to plug it in. Oh, I need to turn it on. Duh. Yep. There. Nope. This way. Yep, that's it. This is how it's done. I take the bottle, I place it where it belongs. I need to set this where it belongs. And then boom. And this one's on crooked, so I need to take this back off. We're not quite zeroed in here because the bottle was crooked, the label's crooked, everything's crooked right now. But I can fix that. The first one's usually a bad label just because the label maker is self-centering, but it takes a couple of runs for it to get self-centered. Self-centered. Get it? It's funny. Self-centered. But it self-corrects. I put the label where it belongs. Wipe it down. Get the goop off it. I have wiping pads, sterile wiping cleaners. Where are they at? They're disappeared. I don't know where they went to. So yeah, we're going to talk about what I've been doing this year because I've been quiet, at least on the socials. Well, no, I take that back. I've been quiet on the YouTubes. I've been busy on the socials the last couple of weeks, at least. There we go. That's it. Just like that. And I'm doing 60 plus 240, which would be 300 if you know how to do your maths. And when I go a little bit too far, I can take the label off and put it on the box because these need to have 4 labels on each box. I have a roll of labels that go on these boxes, specifically for these boxes. But if I go too far with the machine and the label comes out too far, I can just use that. That label's not going to be usable on the bottle because it's going to curl up on the end. All right, so let's talk about what I've been doing this year. So as most of y'all know, at the beginning of January, January 14th, I went to Tulsa, Oklahoma to attend a startup accelerator conference and reality TV show filming. The TV show is called The Blocks. I should have my phone over here so I can see chat as it comes through. Looks like purple liquid. It's not purple liquid. It's actually it's what's known as a gimlet. It's a blue bottle, but inside it is a white, kind of a yellowy white cocktail. It's lemon, gin, and sugar. It's a gimlet. The world's best gimlet, as it's called. One Hand Bartender. These are available online, onehandbartender.com. Go check them out. If you're not in Houston, where their primary distribution is right now, go online, onehandbartender.com. I'm sure somebody can put that link in chat. I can put that link in chat. Let me go over here to my picture-in-picture. Boom. There's me. Onehandbartender.com. There it is. Link is in chat. Boom. Go check them out. They're good people. Plus, if you buy all their stuff, they'll come back to me and want me to bottle some more. So do that. All right, I got to get this all situated. Okay. Top Shelf Dustin. That Brady $200 water with the blue glass. Have I switched over to snake oil? No, I have not. But we're bottling this for these guys. And it's a cool little product. Jason's a cool guy. You'll never catch me talking bad about somebody else in the industry on video. So the next step after this is actually going to be bagging these in 24 counts to put them in the box. I'll show you that in a second. But then after this, it's 20 cases of labels for the daiquiris that they do. I actually want to get done with this by like 3. I don't think it's going to take me that long to do all this because I have about a quarter of the way through these 5 cases already. That's about how long it takes to do this. This machine is a very efficient machine. And Dustin, I think I owe you a bottle of whiskey. Shoot me an email, and I think what I'm going to do is give you a discount code on my website so you can order a bottle just straight off the website for free. Because I was going to send you one off the website anyway. It'll just be easier if you do it. But we'll get all that worked out. Like I said, shoot me an email. We'll work it out. Okay, so I went to the blocks. Let me look through chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Cold here, freezing rain tonight. You're up in Connecticut, right, Vanessa? It is cold. It's always cold in Connecticut. Blech. That's not true. Y'all actually get warm summers, don't you? It's just not as warm as it is down here. Gets up to a balmy 75 degrees. Ooh. Gonna have to break out the tracksuits. Brr. I'm kidding. That's Chicago. Anyway, so I go to the blocks. What was the blocks? This startup. It's a startup accelerator, and it was 5 days. We get there. I showed up on Monday. Monday morning was day 0, and that was basically your intake day, travel day, intake day, kind of a mixer type of thing. They feed you dinner. You get to know everybody, or try to get to know everybody. There was 100 entrepreneurs at this event, 100 different businesses. 100 businesses, close to about 110 entrepreneurs. And Monday was a show up, get familiar with everything day. I think it was, yeah, because I left 90%. Yeah, it was Monday. Monday was travel day. I was trying to remember the schedule because I didn't think I left on Sunday. I remember how busy it was going to the airport on Monday, and I thought it was weird that it was that busy on a Monday because I always did my business travel, God dang it, on Tuesday because I wanted to go into the office, make sure I had everything set up for the week, and then I would head out to wherever I was going on Tuesday. You know, if I had to set up phone calls and stuff like that, you know. Anyway, it was really busy Monday going to the airport, is what I'm saying. So we get to the airport, or not get to the airport, we get to the place, do all of our intake stuff. We basically have a free morning and afternoon. Nothing really gets started until like 3 o'clock. And I get there at like 11:30. Run into a bunch of fellow Blocksters at the airport. Lifelong friends now, all of a sudden. Hope so, at least. Because most of these guys are really, really cool. William Hall's in the house. Cheers, Mr. William. Good to see you as well. Okay, so Monday, it's basically just to get to know you. Get familiar with everything. They tell us which bar at the casino. We're at the Osage Casino Hotel. It's not a motel. It's a full-on hotel. We go to the Osage Casino Hotel, and they tell you what's going to happen for the rest of the week, how the show's going to go, how the taping's going to go, what the flow of the days are going to be, blah, 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 blah. Orientation. Which bars to go to in the casino. And that was actually fairly good information to have because all the Blocksters went to one bar and they did not want us to, they really discouraged fraternizing with the locals for some reason. Not entirely sure why. But I do have one weird story about fraternizing with locals. But that comes later. Anyway, we go in, and basically this is how it's going to go. 8 o'clock breakfast. And you have from 8 until 10 to have breakfast, do work if you prefer to do work, socialize, talk to people, network, ask questions, blah, 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 blah. The first 3 days there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the pool was surrounded by snow because it had snowed the previous week up in the north in Dallas, Oklahoma area. No talking to locals. Also, don't read about all the water here is. Don't read about how all the water here is tainted. I do not know what you're talking about. I have been so disconnected from the news since I got back from Oklahoma, really. Anyway. Okay. You'll have to elaborate on that, Dustin. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so 8 to 10 o'clock, breakfast and fraternizing with your fellow entrepreneurs, getting to know people. I made it a point to sit with a different group of people every day so that I got to know the most number of people. I did make some deep connections with some people. That was really cool. But I got to know, out of the 100 or so people there, I probably got to know 40 or 50 of them. Personally, where I got to actually talk to them, and I wanted to get to know more, but we just ran out of time. So anyway, 10 o'clock is when the lecture program started. This is another crooked one. Why'd it get crooked? Okay. Bad label, bad machine. Shame on you, machine. So this label went on crooked, so it came off a little bit unclean. So I'm trying to get the rest of the residue off. I had alcohol swabs, but they're apparently gone now. I don't know where I put them. I moved them somewhere and they're gone. A knife would get this off real quick. I need one of those cameras that'll track me through the shop as I move around and do work. What I'm spraying it with, y'all can't see what I'm doing. What I'm spraying it with is just a get it off picture in picture. How's that? Live, there we go. Okay, what I'm spraying it with what I'm doing is I'm just spraying it with some alcohol to get the stuff to release. And this feels like I need to give it a little bit more juice with the heat gun. I'm off camera. Don't mind me. I'll be right back. Plugged in the wrong heat gun. Just give it a little pop with the heat gun right there. Wake it back up. Okay. I think I just didn't have it placed square on the machine. All right, so where was I? Okay, so we have the classroom lecture part, which basically just goes over topic of the day, whatever business, whether it's customer acquisition channels, differentiating yourself from the other products in your sector, SEO versus ad optimization. When do you want to do which one? What are the best tactics to do A or B? All this. We had 5 different days of this: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Saturday was a super duper long day. So 5 days of this. So there's 5 different sets of classroom instruction. And then we go eat lunch until 1 o'clock. No, 10 to noon, 11:30 noon. Then we go eat lunch. And then after lunch at 1 o'clock, we go to our classroom work, or basically our pitch assignments, the competition part, where you take the day's assignment, assimilate it into something that you can do for your business. Pitch it to the judges, and then get judged on it. I was second place 3 of the 5 days. finished in the top 10 for the entire event. I did good. I didn't do great. The top 3 people, I guess I did better than 90 people. So I did pretty good. The top 3 people received cash awards totaling $15,000, $10,000, $2,000, and $3,000. Then the next 3 people received recognition on the show, and then everybody after that just got to fuck off. And I was one of the everybody after that, but I did find out from the judges after the fact that I was in the top 10. They wouldn't tell me where in the top 10, so I am assuming 10th. But I'll take top 10 out of 100. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, because top 10 might as well be, still 65th place. This label was stuck to the next label. So I get 2 come out. And the net result of this entire weekend was I learned how to use AI for social media posts. You've seen some of them on the YouTubes as they come out as posts in my community tab on the YouTubes. I have retaken my website, taken it back from the people who had taken it. It makes it sound like they stole it from me. The online fulfillment group that does my online website sales took my website from Wix and ported it over to WordPress and basically made it an unusable mess that I couldn't use to optimize it or anything. I couldn't use the website. I couldn't update it. I couldn't do anything with it. Anytime I tried to update the website, it would take me an hour and a half, and it would be completely fucked up. I hated it. But now I got it back. It's on Wix now. And I need to start updating it. I'm evaluating what needs to be updated on my website and working through the process of updating everything that's there. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be super duper fun. Okay, so the next step in the process, this was 60. I've got 240 more to go over here. But before I do that, I need to take these and put them into their little baggies. So, first things first. I need to move. What can I do with this? I'm going to move it here. Everything is hard. I'm just going to move it up here because I don't need it to be right here right now. I could just move it over to the side of. Next thing I'm going to do is actually take those labels off and replace them with the daiquiri labels. But before I do that, I need to get the box labels that I want to use for the gimlets, which are here. See, I just wander all over my distillery. This is just me working. So anyway, I have like an actionable list of somewhere close to 1.5 million things. And I'm working my way through them. I am on something like step 27 of my booklet of action items. One of the programs that we came up with that I was able to brainstorm and come up with at the blocks was some exclusive items that you can only get here at the distillery, like our infused whiskeys. That I was kicking around the idea of doing it, but it really blossomed and solidified in my mind during this week. of the flavors that I wanted to do and how to do the flavors, and you know, giving people a reason to come to the distillery other than, oh, by the way, we have whiskey. I mean, you can get bespoke cocktails that you can only get at the distillery here at the tasting room. Um, Curated flavors that you can only get here at the distillery in the tasting room. Making our tasting room a destination for date nights on Friday nights. Um, you know, making a cool hangout spot for after work happy hours on your way home on 1960, the main drag that's over here by the distillery. You know, really working on stuff like that. The most important days of the week for me will continue to be Fridays and Saturdays, obviously. And I'm debating whether or not I even need to bother to be open on Wednesdays, Tuesday through Thursday. But we'll see. I mean, that may be a thing that goes by the wayside over time, where we just no longer have to be open during the week. But we're working. We got stuff going on. We got stuff working. Other things that we talked about during this week were setting up standard operating procedures. 2, 3, 4, 5, which we're not really at a place yet where I need to have SOPs in like a playbook or a you know, because the idea is you set up these things so that you can hand off operations to other people. And I'm not really in a place where I'm ready to hand off operations to other people on a large scale, at least. I need a power cord. Do I need that one? Can I plug into there? I think I can plug into there. Okay, I can plug into there. And if I can't, then I will get a second power cord. But I've also dropped 10 pounds since the beginning of the year, in part thanks to a flu or cold. How can you see my episodes on the blocks? A reason to keep me from talking to the locals. I think they just didn't want us spilling the information about the show. Maybe? I don't know. Or, you know, if the locals knew why we were there, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. Because I was not really. Maybe to avoid us getting scammed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I don't know. That is something that I did not give a whole lot of thought to. I guess probably because I'm some kind of a snotty elitist and I don't like talking to the hoi polloi anyway. I don't know. I mean, honestly, though, if you go through a casino on a Wednesday night, it's not in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's not the most glamorous place to be. You're not. It's not. It doesn't. There's a reason they don't show live shots from the floor of a casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma on the travel brochures. You've never heard a casino in Middle America be referred to as the happiest place on earth. You know what I mean? There's a reason for this. But they had basic house rules, you know, stay out of each other's hotel rooms. stay out of each other's hotel rooms, go to bed by midnight, you know. And that's that. That's a case of one-handed bartender gimlets. World's best gimlets, they say. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to box up the other, or bag up the other 4 cases, and then seal them up all at once. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 3, 4. 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, it was basically 5 16-hour days of some classroom work, a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would I do it again is a question that nobody has asked, but I would absolutely do it again if they'd let me. But they don't let people come back and compete because we have an unfair advantage over the other dummies. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Almost miscounted. Okay. Yeah, we'd have an unfair advantage if we came back and competed again because we kind of know the formats. We kind of know the system. We kind of know all the stuff. We can go back and participate just not as competitors. So, yeah, I've actually told the production crew that I am available to come back and help manage a room on the production side of the event. I would love to do that. That'd be a ton of fun. To get to know these, I mean, just getting to know the entrepreneurs and their stories. I've met a dude, Harrison, whose business is a vending machine that you pick a category and it randomizes the product. I didn't think there was a demand for such a thing like that. That seems like the weird, like you don't know what you're going to get. You just know you're going to get some kind of energy drink. And apparently, amongst the kids, there's not the kind of brand loyalty that existed amongst us as we were kids. You know, we drink Coke. If you brought us a Pepsi, we would ask for a Coke. Is Pepsi okay? Is Canadian money okay? Look, I want Coke. What fucking part of that do you not understand? Oh, we don't have Coke. Okay, then water. No, Pepsi's not okay. Duh. But apparently amongst the kids, they want a energy drink. They don't care what energy drink they get. They're like, okay, fine. They want a coffee. They don't care what kind of coffee they get. They're just down for the adventure. And it's called Mystery Machine. And you can order a mystery box online, mysterybox.com. Somebody put that into chat. Look it up, mysterybox.com. I think that's the name of his website. I saw the Instagram post. Very cool kid. He's like 19. That's not true. He's like 20-something years old. But he's like a baby. Had one girl insist to give me a tarot reading. I was like, all right, whatever. I did not have the heart to tell her that I thought it was nonsense, but it was funny. She was doing her best to read me. do a hot reading and really get into my head. Me and her stayed up till 4 in the morning Saturday night. My flight left late on Sunday, so I was cool with it. Her flight left early on Sunday, so she was basically staying up to catch her flight. I was basically just goofing off. There was another chick there, lady. She is a chick. She was a young chick who had a high-dollar matchmaking service. Let me check chat. Still here, 7 to 10. Also, skilled loser who does. Yeah, right. How can you catch the episodes on the blocks? Season 20 is the one that I am a part of, and I have no idea how much screen time I got. I'm not going to tell you who won the season. That's none of your business yet. You have to watch it to find out. It's season 20 of the blocks. You can catch it on their app. I think it's called Beta Blocks. It's got this. It has the episodes for each season. It's got meditative music. It's got for focusing. It's got I don't know. It's a cool little app. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. I watched a couple of seasons on their app. It might be on Amazon Prime. It launches on Facebook Live. This is not, Hulu or CBS level distribution, but it has been on Amazon. Amazon Prime, specifically. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? Yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. So this is open on the front and closed on the back. So what I do is I seal it up so that it's sealed up on the front. So that it can, so that it doesn't shrink back behind. And then I flip it over to tighten it up on its bottom. And then it's ready to go in the box. I put the box there, flip it up, and it goes in the box. And then I stack it, boom, move to the next one. So there we go. But when you obviously when you shrink it, it shrinks. It's what tightens up around the bottles. But I'm really trying to make sure that it doesn't retreat over the tops of the bottles. And that all the bottles stay where they belong. Which is why I got to do top and bottom. And boom. All done. I don't think I'm going to get done by 3 o'clock. What time is it? 2 o'clock? I'll be home by 4. Because this is the part that actually takes the most time. Sealing these stupid diaper bags here. And they don't have to be really, skin tight. But it really does help in their presentation if they've got some tightness to it. Nobody likes a saggy underwears. It's all about the presentation. Oh, and then once I got home, I got to go to the some events for the Super Bowl in New Orleans. So I was able to travel to Louisiana that next week. Went down to New Orleans, or I guess from here it's over to New Orleans. Went over to New Orleans, attended a Art of Whiskey event where I got to rub elbows with some of the coolest people on the planet. That was neat. And also, when you rub people's elbows, they get kind of weirded out. So don't do that without consent. All right. All right. Boom. Those are tucked away. Now for the real work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. Booyah. Kasha. All right. 20 of these bitches. Whew. Okay, so I need to replace these labels with those labels. And then we can talk about how to unfuck things up. If that's even possible. If that's even possible. I'll go with this roll first. This is a short roll, so it may run out before I do, but I'm sure there's 250 labels on that roll. And if there's not 250 labels on this roll, then, well, I've got more rolls. Not a problem. Go in there. Now, to thread this, it goes under. Let's see here. Under, through, or I'm sorry, under, around, through, up, under, up, over, down, and through. I think I did it right on the first try. Yep, looks perfect. All right. So I'm going to do 5 cases at a time. How am I going to do this? I've got 20 cases. I think I'm just going to do, I'm going to go until I run out of space. How's that sound? I'm just going to clear out as much space as I can, go until I run out of space, then bag up what I've got. Then we'll do it again. I should be able to get through 10 cases. That's 120. I could easily fit 5 cases in there. Yeah? Yeah. All right. All right. I think we're set. Let's go. Get you out of the way. If I can get through all 20 cases of just labeling, That would be great. That would be fantastic. But I don't know if I could do that. We will see. I'm going to let this dangle there at the side. Huh. Okay. Well, I fucked up. What'd you do, old humble guy? Well, something you should always check when you load something in is what direction it goes. I've got these little shits on backwards. The label was upside down. All right. So let's talk about the topic that's been on everybody's mind. Everybody's freaking out. And rightfully so, I guess. Because, oh, fucking hell. Nope. They're just, it's just the way they are. They're upside, the labels are on the roll upside down. I can't just turn them around. Can I? No, I can't. I can't just turn them around because if they come around the other way, they're going to be coming around in upside down. They have to go in this way. God damn it. A pain in the ass. So I have to reconfigure the equipment because this dum-dum. Okay. Cool. Cool. Thanks, bro. Made this real easy on everybody. Okay. Under, up, around, through, back up and over, down, and through. All right, so this thing needs to go to this side. And that needs to go over here with it. See, nothing's easy. Everything's a little bit hard. Everything's a little bit complicated. Everything's a little bit of a challenge. If it were easy, well, then anybody could do it. Okay. Onward. Tighten this up. Make sure it's spaced right. Looks like it's spaced right. And there we go. The world's best daiquiri. Boom. All right, so that goes over there somewhere. And we're going to stack up as many of these as we can. We'll put this bar back here so that I don't accidentally throw it off the table. So yeah. So let's talk civics. Not politics. Civics. How things are run. I was explaining this to my son earlier today. Everybody's freaking out. I mean, one thing that, legitimately I don't understand is the glee that some people express when they see things literally being destroyed. I don't understand it. I don't get it. We had a guy in here the other day who was gleeful. Not just, he was giddy that a solar panel plant, a $5 billion solar panel plant investment was failing. And I was like, how is that a good thing? How is it a good thing that a solar panel plant, a $5 billion investment is failing? I didn't understand why that was something that he clapped his hands. He was like, and they're going under. I didn't understand that. And he couldn't really give me a good answer why it got him so happy. But that's one of the funniest things, is just try to make people explain what the hell it is that, when they're being a terrible person. But regardless, I was talking to my son about this. My son's 13. And my lovely wife is a teacher. So the current attacks on the Department of Education are being watched closely by her especially, but also her colleagues and me. Because, if she loses a job, we're going to have trouble here. We're going to have troubles. With a capital T, kids. Going just a little bit too far with these. Maybe I'll slow it down a little bit so it doesn't quite take me by surprise. Whoops. Maybe that's what I should do, just roll them over there. Anyway, there's a lot of people that don't understand how civics works in America, how the government works in America. A president cannot close. Oh, okay, let's explain how things work. And it'll also go a long ways to explaining why it's a constitutional crisis that we're actually facing. But the constitutional crisis started back in the 90s. It's nothing new. Do I want to talk about this today? Jesus Christ. Well, it's on my mind. It's on people's minds. Do y'all want to talk about this? I don't know if I want to talk about it. It's the don't panic button explanation and conversation. The same conversation I've had with my kids. Like, don't panic. This will be okay. We will be fine. This will be cool. It's not going to be cool, but it'll be okay. It'll be fine. Here's why. It's all temporary. Executive orders are temporary. Laws are fairly permanent. That's why it's been so hard for these dinguses to undo the Affordable Care Act. Laws are hard to undo. Unless the Supreme Court strikes down the law, like they did with the Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, rather. Laws are hard to undo. Laws require an act of Congress or an act of the courts to reverse. Executive orders require an executive order, a swipe of the pen. Which is why, as an aside, the Immigration Reform Act was such a big deal, because that was going to make immigration reform permanent. And the Republicans didn't want that. Well, one Republican didn't want it, and the other Republicans were happy to comply. They'll lie and say it had to do with funding for Ukraine and Israel, but the truth is the funding for Ukraine and Israel went through on a second bill, on a different bill, and it was because of the immigration stuff is what stopped the immigration bill from going through. Anyway, laws are much more durable than executive orders. And an executive order that fires a bunch of people can be reversed by hiring a bunch of people back. A president cannot close a department. Why can't a president close a department, old humble guy? That sounds pretty stupid. The president should be able to do whatever the fuck he wants. Well, no, the president can't do whatever the fuck he wants, because that would be unconstitutional. I mean, theoretically, the president's power is bound by Congress and the courts, and that's, of course, presuming that the Congress and courts do their job. Something that we have, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something that we have not seen happen for several decades, starting back with Bill Clinton, when arguably Congress dismissing his perjury charge, or the Senate dismissing the perjury charge, was arguably the right thing to do. Debatable, but arguable, all the same. That's why I said it's arguably the right thing for them to have done. It's a fair question. But constitutional crises come about when one or more branch of the federal government just chooses not to do their job. And other than financial bills, when was the last time, or other than the ACA, when was the last time that Congress passed a law of any consequence whatsoever? I'll give you a moment to think about that. Doesn't count because that was a financial bill. It was a big fucking deal. Is my camera frozen? Am I froze? Am I frozen? Or is that my phone? It's my phone that's frozen. Okay. Let me fix that on my phone. Boom. Back. Come on. Tell you what, maybe I take it off Wi-Fi. We live again? Yeah, we're live again. Cool. It was frozen on my phone, Dustin. When I looked down, I didn't see anything happening. Okay, we're all better. So I had to fix my phone. I think the Wi-Fi was jammed. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that means anything, but it felt, I turned off the Wi-Fi, reset YouTube, and we're good. Okay. So, but yeah, as of right now, so far, I mean, the president doesn't seem to have done anything that he can't, that's outside of his power. You know, he can fire people, he can hire people, he can instruct his department heads to reduce the workforce, whatever. Oh, I've got a commercial. My commercial is Anderson Windows. Renewal by Anderson. Thank you. Thank you, Renewal by Anderson, for advertising on my show. I don't know if you did it on purpose, but hey, I appreciate it. Shout out to you guys. What other taglines can we add to it? Unlike our Congress, Renewal by Anderson Windows cannot be broken easily. That's a good one. No, but so far, I mean, it's, not necessarily a bunch of stuff that I agree with, not necessarily a bunch of stuff I disagree with. I disagree with the ham-handed bullshit nature of what they're doing. They're not finding fraud. They're shutting down departments because they want to shut down departments. They're not doing it because of fraud or waste or anything like that. And the lies and misinformation that's coming out, like I saw one meme today that is claiming that USAID created funded an agency that created forged documents to impeach Donald Trump. And I asked the person who posted it, like, do you know what this means? Can you explain it? And so far I've gotten crickets from him, which means no, they can't explain it. They don't know what it means. The story is that a CIA analyst used falsified documents from an organization funded by USAID. That's the story. The reality is Alexander Vindman was not a CIA analyst. He was a National Security Council, NSC analyst, and a European Union liaison who was the whistleblower and referred to the OCC, Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP, 4 times. The OCCRP gets about half its funding from the U.S. government, and it identifies organized crime and corruption around the world. It has been used several times, or their information has been used several times to upend governments in other parts of the world. And the irony is, Lev Parnas and Igor Yastrzemski, not Igor Yastrzemski, that doesn't sound right. Igor, what's his name, who were working for Rudy Giuliani, were known by and named by the OCCRP. And that was the information that, it wasn't fabricated information by any stretch of the imagination. It was simply reporting that these guys are known organized crime or organized criminal or known criminals to the organization. And Rudy Giuliani was using them to help, or was going to use them to dig up information or fabricate information on Joe Biden, which is why this little extortion plot got Donald Trump impeached. But that's not the story that's trying to be told by right-wingers. The story that's trying to be told by right-wingers is the USAID funded an organization that fabricated information that impeached Donald Trump, when the information that was used was not fabricated, nor was it provided by an organization funded by USAID. And just like none of it's true. But, facts don't matter to these people. And they think they won, not realizing that they, too, are participating in the same country as the rest of us. And they are just as fucked as the rest of us are if things go tits up. Like, they're going to be in the same recession. They're going to be in the same pandemic. They're going to be in the same tangle of mismanaged dumb fuckery. Regardless. Where are we at? Um, oh yeah, I agree with you. The infrastructure bill was hugely impactful, but it's a financial bill. It was a money bill. It wasn't. I mean, they Congress has not passed anything like the Americans with Disabilities Act since when they did that in the 1990s. I mean, what if other than the ACA under Obama, they have not passed a single consequential, non-monetary, non-financial bill. I mean, the ACA was a regulatory bill dressed up as a financial bill so that they could get it through reconciliation, even though they had the votes to get it passed normally. One of the biggest political boondoggles. Like, oh, we have to have a vote from the other side. Why do you have to have a vote from the other side? Just fucking pass your bill. You've got 2/3 majority in both houses. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so that's 5 cases right there, labeled up. I might be able to get home at a reasonable hour tonight. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, you want to talk about a constitutional crisis. Talk about a Congress that won't do its fucking job. They just won't do their job. They don't want to pass legislation. They're ceding authority and power to the executive so that things can be done by executive order, so that they don't have to take a vote on stuff, or they can't take a vote on stuff. They refuse to take votes on stuff. If they would get rid of the filibuster in the Senate and be forced to actually take a stand. The filibuster is very much a tool that it's like your best friend holding you back in a fight, but not holding you back from somebody that you could actually beat in a fight. They're holding you back from the giant 600-pound gorilla that would literally rip you to shreds. You're like, hold me back, bro. And you're like, oh, hold me back. And they're just like, have their hand on your shoulder or whatever. The filibuster gives cover to senators to not take, to A, take radical positions, and B, not make a nuanced vote. Not take a nuanced stand. So a senator can say, for example, I want to ban all guns everywhere, forever and ever, amen. Knowing full well that is not going to, that may have 52 votes, but it would never have 60 votes. Ever. In a trillion years. That gives them cover to then never, ever, 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 ever say anything even remotely reasonable. People should be banned from having guns. Send that law to the courts. Let the courts work that out. But they'd never do that because they can instead do nothing and stand behind the filibuster and cry about it. Anyway, what'd you say, Dustin? The ACA reducing the growth of medical. Yeah, it was about cost, but the ACA, yes, it was about costs. And the thing that made it a financial bill was the funding mechanism that went into it of the mandatory insurance cost. If you didn't have it, you would be assigned. If you didn't have independent insurance, you would basically be assigned insurance and pay for it through your taxes. Which, again, a chicken shit way of doing it. I thought that was the worst possible funding mechanism. You don't add a tax to people. It gets paid out of the taxes that are already being paid. You want to add a tax to people, it's never going to fucking pass. Anyway, but it was on its surface a regular. Yes, the idea was to pass regulations to get insurance costs under control. And there was a bunch of regulatory items in there that were intended to serve that purpose of getting costs under control and preventing insurance companies from doing things that insurance companies do, like kicking you off of insurance for pre-existing conditions, denying claims for pre-existing conditions, among other things. Those are the big one. That's the big one. That's the super big one for the regulatory portion. But not charging you differently from because of pre-existing conditions, not those variable pricing mechanisms and all the other stuff that insurance companies used to be able to do. Jack your rate because you dared to use insurance. I may have 240 labels on this roll. Anyway. Yeah, well, it was the ACA. I mean, let's face it. The ACA didn't have a whole lot to do with medical costs. The ACA had everything. It was the biggest complaint I have with the ACA, and that most people should have, I think, with the ACA, is that it was basically a huge transfer of funds to insurance companies. You almost had to have insurance through a private insurer. So it basically, for a couple of years, required people to buy a product from a private insurance company. And you did not have a public alternative. You still don't have a public alternative. And for anybody being, paying attention to this shit, that is a huge, our entire medical industry is based on having insurance. Who has insurance and who doesn't? We don't have a medical industry. We have an insurance industry that pays hospitals. It's fucked up. And if the insurance industry can't compete with Medicare, if they couldn't compete with a government program, then the insurance industry doesn't need to exist. We don't have private fire departments because a private fire department could not compete with a public fire department. But nobody's saying we should close public fire departments. Public fire departments are exactly what we want from our taxpayer money to do. We do have private security guards, but private security guards still do not do the work of police departments. And arguably, police departments don't do the work of police departments either. But that's a different conversation. It did not, you're right, it has not slowed rate increases. And it was not intended to slow rate increases. Had it not slowed rate, we'd have just a whole country working. Yeah, exactly. I misread what you were saying. And it did slow rate increases to some extent. But people still go bankrupt from medical bills because insurance is still shitty in the United States. Insurance in the United States is awful. Competing suppliers, looking for working the insurance systems in different ways. This hospital and this hospital and this hospital, all in different billing systems. You go from this doctor to the hospital, and from the hospital to the doctor, and from the doctor to the clinic. And the rehab is a different unit and a different supplier entirely, and they are all talking to the insurance agencies or insurance company differently. And the insurance company is not looking at it as a single holistic claim. They're looking at each individual claim, and you really need them to look at each claim combined because the medication works with the rehab, and the rehab works with the medication. And if you don't have the one, but you're only doing the other, you're getting a less effective medical care. But the insurance company is looking at like, well, if you're doing the rehab, why do you need the medication? Or if you're doing the medication, why do you need the rehab? Do you really need this surgery if you're doing the rehab? Like, fuckers, yes. Well, if you're going to all these doctor's appointments, are you really disabled? Yes. That's why I'm going to the doctor's appointments. What's wrong with you people? Bah! But, you know, I've long been, that's one, I just got a text from one of my coaches from the blocks. What was I about to say? I've often said, I've long been someone who says we are where we are because of where we've been. And we didn't just wake up one morning in a constitutional crisis. We've slowly and progressively edged our way into a constitutional crisis for fucking 30 years now. You know, we didn't just wake up one day and then all of a sudden everything's fucked up. We've been progressively fucking things up for a while. And it was just a matter of time before somebody came in and said, well, stop me. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Stop me from doing it. And then, you know, that's the root of a constitutional crisis. That we are a nation of laws, but we're also a nation of customs. And the laws don't mean anything if you don't enforce them. And if you have somebody who comes in and says, well, yeah, we're a nation of laws, but, you know, make me. And then nobody says, okay, I'm going to make you. Then, you know, I mean, the laws apply, but if they're not being enforced, they don't really have any meaning. Look at the speed limits, for example. I mean, how many times do you actually drive on the freeway at 55 or 65 miles an hour or 70 or whatever the speed limit is wherever you're at? I mean, Jesus Christ, if you drive on the freeways in Houston at 60 miles an hour, the posted speed limit, you will get murdered. You will get run off the side of the road, dragged out of your car, and shot in the face. If you're lucky, you'll be shot in the face. If you're not lucky, they'll just stomp the life out of you and leave you dead on the curb. This is going to be 10 full cases labeled up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and box these back up. I'm not going to put them in the bags. I'm going to do the bags all at once. So I'm going to put these all back in the boxes, move the boxes over to the other table, and then bring in the next batch of boxes to label up. And then I will bag them up all at once. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I'm getting hungry. I had a late breakfast. But anyway, how do we unfuck things? Well, I don't know if we can. But my you know, because things are fucked. Like, how do we unfuck a constitutional crisis? The Congress has to do something about it. The Congress has to step up and do their job. But I think that only happens if something truly egregious happens, and it's not going to be the president who does that. It's going to be the fall guy who ultimately breaks a law that Congress cares about. And the fall guy is the world's most expensive man, the world's wealthiest billionaire, the world's dumbest billionaire, Elon Musk. He's going to fuck up. He's going to break a law that Congress cares about. He's going to break a department. He's going to ruin somebody's pet project. Because right now he's not doing anything illegal. You can fire people in the federal government. You cannot. I've said this before and I'll continue to say it. You cannot close departments that have been created by the U.S. Congress. The U.S. Congress allocates the funds. The funds are going to get spent. If the U.S. Congress establishes a department, it has been established. Actually, Destiny did vote for it, but unless you voted for somebody other than that guy. 3 inches of snow. Woo! 3 inches of snow, my man. That's cool. We don't get that much snow around these parts. It was mostly a financial bill. It addressed a lot of the cost issues. Yeah, but what I mean by financial bills is like actual financial bills. Like we're going to spend money on bridges. The infrastructure bill was a financial bill. You know, it was a regulatory bill that addressed the imperfections in the system. The ACA was. It was a regulatory bill that addressed the imperfections of the system that was costing us money. But it was not a, it was not a budget-related bill. That's what I mean by financial bill. It helped our finances to some extent, but it was not a financial bill. It was the financial part of the bill was the funding mechanism, but it wasn't really a financial bill. The Infrastructure Act was a financial bill, and it's going to have long-term impacts because there's a lot of projects that have been funded and will continue to be funded. And the CHIPS Act, that was one. There was another funding bill. It was a regulatory bill on part of it, but it also funded bringing high-tech businesses back to the domestic U.S. But that was also a funding bill. I think that was a funding bill. I don't think that. Shit. That might have been a consequential non-monetary bill. What was the other one? The one with the insurance for veterans with the burn pits. I can't remember the name of that bill. That was one that the Republicans fucked around with. They stopped it from passing, then they came back and let it pass. But that was not that was one that had to pass the filibuster. Anyway, don't remember. Trump as well. Oh, you didn't vote for the snow. Gotcha. Yeah, no, Trump's opposed to snow. We're not going to have any snow as long as he's president. That's the goal for his presidency, is to end snow everywhere forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 10 cases left. Do I have space for 10 cases of bottles? I don't think I do. So I'm going to go ahead and box these up and place them, stack them up. And then I've got 10 more cases. I'm going to load them up again. I guess I just want to get through one task first, but I don't know if well, you know what? I'm going to go as long as I can. I'm going to do as many as I can and fill in as much of the table as I can. I'll just keep going until I run out of space, and then I'll figure out what to do next. Oh, I got a commercial. Commercial is for affordable payment options. Dental. NuviaSmiles.com is the commercial I'm seeing on my phone right now. NuviaSmiles.com. By the way, when y'all see mid-roll commercials, let me know who the commercial is, because I'll give them a shout out on the show too. They get double their money's worth when I see their commercial on my show. I figure that's the decent thing to do, right? They're paying whatever, $300 for a month of commercials, or $100 for a month of commercials. I don't know how much it costs to advertise. That's their nickel. to get to 2 people, 3 people, 4 people at a time. Good for them. No wonder Trump won Florida. They hate snow. Yep. Yep, that indeed. But here's the good news. While he can, basically sell the parts of the car, but not the car, he can do as much as he wants to damage these agencies and damage these departments. He can't close them. The Department of Education is going to persist beyond the oldest president who has ever been in office. And the next president who comes in will rename Denali, rename the Gulf of Mexico, reestablish DEI programs in the government, refund and restore funding or restore jobs to those that have been lost. We'll get new people in. A whole new generation of civil servants and workers. And some of the structures that had existed, which caused the problems in these agencies, will have been destroyed. Because like I've said before, we are where we are because of where we've been. And there are, in some cases, 150-year-old structures that exist within these departments that need to be destroyed in order for the departments to be better at what they do. This isn't about waste and fraud and anything like that. This is about settling scores and, implementing some kind of piece of shit vision. And they're going to do what they want to do. And that's fine. Let them do it. There's going to be pain. It's going to hurt. Hopefully, it will not hurt the economy too much. It will, but hopefully not too much. And maybe there will be a benefit out of it. That'd be cool. I don't know what that benefit could be. But I do laugh at the people who go, without a country, we don't have borders. Like, never once has anybody come to the United States because of our borders. Nobody gives a shit about the borders. Oh, that's the last label. Almost done with this roll. It did not have 240 labels on it. There we go. That's the last one. Boom. All right. Now I need to replace that roll. Luckily, it's the gimlets. That's the gimlets. Where are... Uh-oh. Where's the daiquiri labels? Where are my daiquiri labels? As he goes off camera, once again, wandering through the distillery, world's best daiquiri. There we go. World's best gimlet, world's best gimlet. Oh, here's the roll right behind me. I had it on the table behind me. Oh, that's gimlets. This is daiquiris. Okay. But the long and short of it is we're not fucked. I mean, we are, but not because of the present circumstance. The present circumstance is a result of us being fucked for 30-something years at least. And we're in a world that is very unfuckable. We can unfuck this. But I don't know if it's our job to do it. And I don't know if ultimately us unfucking things is how it's going to get worked out. So not a rousing like satisfactory call of everything's going to be all right, but everything's going to be all right. Ultimately, everything's going to be all right. Just maybe not in the way you expect it to be. Come here, you. Ow. Okay. I just heard a car pull up outside. I'm pretty sure they're not here for me. All right, so that's a bad label there. So I'm just going to remove it entirely. All right, we're back in business. Who's here? And for what it's worth, if y'all want to order mine online, oldhumblедistilling.com. Our whiskeys run from $45, or from $35 down to $45, up to $45. Jesus. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. That's what the problem was with that last roll of labels. The roll was too tiny, so it was going too fast. All right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases remaining. See? 8 cases remaining. So I'm going to move back this way. There. See if I can find space on this table for all 8 of these cases. Everything's going to be all right. Everything is going to be all right. We are not a nation of one person. We're a sloppy democracy. But it is going to require our Congress to have a nation. It's going to require our Congress to do their fucking jobs. We can't just sit back and rely on the courts. And this is true. This is true no matter what party's in power. We should require Congress to do their job. When they don't do their job, it's a constitutional crisis. When, things are dead on arrival because the other party presented them, when you refuse to vote for a bill because the other party is in power, you should be forced to make the bill better, not just let it die on arrival. And that's what the filibuster was intended to do, But that's not what it does. What it does is it just kills things. And, you know, if you're opposed to, you shouldn't have to be ideologically locked in with the president of the United States just because he's in your party. You should be, you know, you are an independent branch of government. You should be allowed to have a brain and a thought and your own agenda. You shouldn't be forced to walk lockstep with the administration. I mean, Jesus Christ, Joe Manchin didn't walk lockstep with his administration, with his party's administration, rather. Kristen Sinema didn't walk lockstep with her party's administration. Bernie Sanders doesn't walk lockstep with his party administration. But I defy you to find a Republican. Well, that's not fair. Lisa Murkowski talks a good game, but she still votes lockstep with her administration. Sue Collins talks a good game, but she still votes lockstep with her administrations. No, yeah. You'd be hard-pressed. You're hard-pressed in general to find senators and representatives that think for themselves and don't just vote the party line. On both parties, which is one of the reasons why we have a constitutional crisis, because these parties do not work together anymore. They stopped doing that when one party lost its ever-loving fucking mind and decided to go full white nationalist. All right. Let's keep going. I got room, I think. I think I can make this work. Shoot it to the end. Nah, but I'm also an eternal optimist. I'm hopeful. I think things in the long run will work out. That the, as some dude once said, the arc of history bends towards the righteous or something to that effect. I mean, when you're legitimately trying to make the world a better place, it is generally things will work in your favor. Generally. Because generally speaking, the people in the world want to make it a better place. Not, you know, they can't all not care. And that's largely the issue we face, is that people just don't give a shit. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't hurt them. What do I care if trans people don't get the gender affirming care they want? What do I care? Doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me at all. Except when trans people get the gender affirming care they want, it means cisgender, non-trans people get a higher level of care because the industry understands and is more capable of delivering care to all people. And they can find insights that help the rest of us as well by serving the most marginal of the populations. You know, oh, this is something that helps them. Maybe it helps you too. Have you considered, sir, wearing panties? No. Have you considered that you're living a lifestyle that does not fit you? you're not a Playboy billionaire. Maybe you should try to not be a Playboy billionaire or whatever. You know, I mean, it's entirely possible that mental health advocates can speak to transgendered people or gay and lesbian, bisexual people and seem to understand that it's not just or see the results of living a lifestyle that is contrary to your mental and genetic makeup. And when the rest of us are out here slaving away trying to impress people that we don't know with shit that we don't care about, and they're seeing the same symptoms pop up of mental illness because we're up to our eyeballs in mortgage debt to impress strangers, maybe mental health professionals can say, hey, there's a connection with the trans population and the straight population in living a lifestyle that doesn't fit them. Hey, sir, did you ever think maybe not buying that $65,000 truck? Because it's bad for your mental health, you stupid moron? And that's just one basic example. There's plenty others I'm sure that I could come up with. And I'm sure if you talk to actual mental health professionals, as I have, you might find that I'm not quite wrong about this. I haven't looked at chat for a minute. Oh, nothing new. Good. Okay. So what am I doing today for the new folks who have arrived? I am bottling up. I'm boxing up, packaging up the world's best daiquiri from the One Hand Bartender crew. It is a daiquiri that is pre-mixed, pre-bottled, and ready to go so that you can be a one-handed bartender. It has the rum, pineapple, sugar, and lime juice, and whatever the hell else goes in a daiquiri. Daiquiri powder, I don't know. And everything's been bottled, sealed. What I'm doing now is labeling it because this is a label machine. And I have I'm labeling 20 cases of this daiquiri, mixed up daiquiris. And I have 4 cases to go, and I am not 100% certain that I have enough space on this table for all 4 cases, but I am hopeful that I will. Worst case scenario, I'll just stack them in a second level. In the boxes. But I think I've got enough room on that end of the table for a couple of cases and enough room on this end of the table for a case. I've just got to get them pushed down there so I can move them over. For those of you who don't know who I am the Old Humble guy. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company. I do have it. This is an operational distillery. I am a distiller with a YouTube channel, not a YouTuber with a distillery. Which is why a lot of the time you'll see me doing stuff like this. I am thinking I may start doing my live happy hour instead of in the pandemic studio at my house. Do it up here at the distillery at the bar, where I'm sitting at the bar instead of at my desk in my house. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know if you think that'd be more interesting. If you want me to try that. Drop a like and drop a note in comments. Let me know if you want to see me do happy hours from the distillery with maybe even live giveaways from the bar. I don't know. Maybe that'll be a great way to engage more people. I don't know. I'm just a normal guy. Crank this up a little bit. Whoops. I'm just a kid. What do kids know about stuff like that? All right, 4 more cases to go. I am running out of space. So the next thing I need to do after this is bottle up, or bag up rather, the bottles. So the bottles need to be bagged in individual bags, or not individual bags, bags of 24 at a time. And then those bags go into the boxes, and the boxes go to the stores. So basically, I'm here working alone and talking to myself, so y'all get a chance to engage with a distiller and ask whatever fucking questions you want to ask. I mean, legitimately, whatever question you want to ask. Time travel? Yeah, that's a hobby of mine. Thinking about time travel, not actually doing time travel. Nobody, well, I mean, we all time travel forward, but not backward. I've said before, and I'll say again, I probably think about time travel more than a normal person should. It's something of a hobby of mine. A $25,000 truck, but they jacked it up the prices. Fair point, Dustin. Fair point. Fair point. But yeah, I'm down to talk about just about anything. Give me a topic. I will soliloquize. Oh, one of my things I love to do is when you meet new people, kind of make up a story about who you are and where you came from. Like, my life's interesting enough. I don't really have to make up stories about who I am and what I do. Because when I tell people I make whiskey, they're fascinated. They want to know more. How does it work? What does it do? But when I went on the blocks, the producer asked me what sets me apart from others. What would set me apart from others there at the blocks? And I said, well, what most people don't know about me is that I am adopted. And what I didn't know about me is that I have a twin. And I found out that I have a twin when I got arrested and extradited to the state of New Mexico for a bank robbery in Albuquerque. Oh, we got an ad. Coinbase, the easiest way to get into crypto. If you are tired of having money and would like to get into a program that will help separate you from that money, well, try Coinbase, because Coinbase can connect you to all of the money laundering outfits that use crypto, and you can buy crypto at whatever high inflated prices they are, representing absolutely nothing, and get wiped out for all of your life savings as well. Coinbase, the easiest path to crypto poverty. Look them up today. Coinbase. There you go, Coinbase. You got your money's worth on that ad, right? Fucking crypto scam bots. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so I got extradited to New Mexico, stood trial for robbing a bank in Albuquerque, a place that I had not been, and I had an alibi for that night, but they had eyewitness accounts identifying me, video footage of me, my face, my everything about me. Right there on camera, video footage, pictures, still pictures. Clearly me. And I stood trial, was found, pled not guilty, and he grew up to be a goddamn bank robber, and I was in jail for 7 years because of him. And they were like, really? I'm like, no, I made that story up. It's a hell of a story, though, isn't it? So what sets me apart from other people here is I can tell a hell of a story. Yeah, I can just as easily sit down around a table with some people and tell you my life story, which is almost 100% certainly the plot of a movie that I've watched recently. Like that time that my parents were planning a trip to New York. No, they were planning a trip to Hawaii. France? Europe. Yeah, they were taking a trip to Europe. And when they got to the airport, they discovered that they had left me behind. And that would have been really that big of a deal, except it was around Christmas time, and there were some robbers in the neighborhood who had been casing out houses to find out, posing as security guards, casing out houses to find out which houses they could rob. And, well, because my parents were supposed to be out of town, they picked my house, and I had to effectively attempt murder on these guys to prevent them from robbing everything in our house and turning on the water and flooding out our basement and causing even more damage and repairs that had to be done. So I almost committed murder of 2 grown men when I was 8 or 9 years old in order to save my parents' insurance deductible. 2 more cases, 40 more bottles. Will I be able to fit 40 bottles here? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And there's at least 2 rows available. So, yeah, I got this. And then we go to bagging them up. But also, I've never actually watched all of Home Alone because I think that's a really stupid movie. I thought it was a stupid movie when it came out, and I still think it's a stupid movie. And I will leave the room when it comes on because I do not have any interest in watching that stupid movie. And I am probably the only person on the planet that has never seen Home Alone because I think it's a stupid movie. I'm also probably the only person on the planet I have discovered who hates king cake, but not because the cake tastes gross. The cake tastes fine. I just don't like the icing, the colored icing, purple and yellow and green. Ugh. I don't like purple icing. I don't like yellow icing. I don't like green icing, especially the green icing. The yellow icing I can deal with, but the purple and green, ugh. No, I have a problem with that. Like if it was just the cake, I would eat the shit out of that cake. I like the cake. The king cake itself is good. But the icing on it and the stuff they shove inside it, I don't want to eat a cake and bite into a toy. I don't think that's not my idea of a good time. So king cake sucks because of that. I mean, if it was like king lasagna, cool. But you put stupid toys inside lasagna. Now all of a sudden, I don't like king lasagna either. I don't want to eat food that has shit inside of it. What should be inside my food is food, like more food. I don't want to bite into my food and discover, oh, look, you had a prize inside. It's funny. No, I don't want prizes inside my food. Prizes go inside your cereal, and you can pour out the cereal and get the prize at the bottom of the cereal. And that's how it should be done. Not biting into the cereal and getting the jagged metal crusty O that was included in every box. That's not my idea of a good time. Jagged metal crusty O should be in a bag at the bottom of your crusty O's so that you can get it when you want to get it and not accidentally eat it. And I know people aren't going to accidentally eat a baby in a king cake, but you know what? I don't know. Maybe. And also, no. Keep it out of my food. It's dumb and gross. Some stupid toy and you just shove it in the food? Where the hell's that thing been? Ugh. Gross. Anyway, yeah, I hate king cake. But I'm okay with y'all eating them. If y'all want to eat king cake, that's fine. I'm not going to give you a lot of shit about it. But I will not partake. More for you. All right, last case. Last box. And then I can go on to wrapping these little fuckers. Huh? What's going on? Why are we not working? Did I mess something up here? I bumped something. Stopped it from working right. That's cool. See, this really is a two-person job because one person should be bagging them while the other person is not. But Jason said he wants to have these things ready for Monday. I haven't had the heart to tell him I'm not going to be in here on Monday for the distributor to pick them up, so he really needs them ready by Tuesday. But I really want to take Monday off and relax and work on my website and work on my social media campaigns and watch a movie in the comfort of my own home. And I know I'm going to get a text in the morning. Hey, so what time can you be there for my distributor to pick it up? And I'm going to be all like, Tuesday. And he's going to be all like, well, what? Can you change your schedule just for me? And I'll be all like, you son of a bitch. I could, but I don't want to. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any problem coming up here and meeting him. I needed to get a lot of this stuff out of the way anyway, because I have my own stuff that's coming in. I have bottles that I need to fill, boxes that I need to move. I have a pallet I need to clear out over here so that I can box up my own whiskey and have a pallet of whiskey ready to go for my next order that is surely going to be going out in March. All right. Last one labeled. And of course I fucked up the last label. Because why wouldn't I? There we go. All right. So this thing is going to go back here now so that I can have as much table space as I need to do the stuff I need to do. And I am going to, let's see, put you there, get you here. Uh-oh. I unplugged it already. There's no manual operator bypass on this. No neutral switch. So when you like turn it off, it's off. All right. Unplugged. Time to move. Time check. Where are we at? 3:30. All right. Be about an hour, I reckon, to finish this all up. There's a extension cord right back here. The one that I'm looking for, as a matter of fact, is this one. All right. There we go. There we go, mate. Oi. Oi. Indeed. All right. We got that here. And you're stuck under a pallet again. All right, so the last step in this process should take me probably an hour. All right, so I'm going to move these boxes out of the way. I'm going to put them right back here. Right, cha, and cha. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 24 bottles into one of these bags. One of those bags? No, one of these bags. As I walk uncomfortably close to the camera. So I need 20 of these bags. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I need to go do something real quick. This is something I never used to be able to do because my microphone was attached to the computer. But I can actually go into the other room and service the pipes. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but I can. Now, one thing that I can't do yet is move my camera because it's not, my camera's not Wi-Fi or Bluetooth enabled. Hi, camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This has been Counting with the Old Humble Distilling Company. Tune in next time for odd numbers. Okay. So 24 of these bottles into one of these bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This goes much slower than I like it to. There's no easy way to do it. It's just mechanical process. And I am counting in my head as I do it, which is why I'm not talking. Boom. And I move it here, and then I will come back and seal them up. And the sealing up part will be pretty quick, I think. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24. Next. Who else is here? All right. I'm still watching chat. So if y'all got any questions you want to ask, any questions you want answered, whiskey related or not, I'm here. Let me know. I wonder if I could just do it like this. I don't think so. That doesn't feel like it's going to work better. Yeah, that's not going to work. But I can only go 2 at a time. Ugh, this is tedious. One, two, three, four. 6. Next minute. Okay. You know what? I can add a little, let's see here, sources. Mic, camera, title. Huh? Add. Existing. Let's do this. There we go. Yeah, let's put a little music in the background. What do you say? Yeah. Give y'all a little mood music while I do some work here. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 5, 6. Renewal by Anderson. Once again. Well, they're crushing it on the ads, aren't they? Whew. All right. Renewal by Anderson. Windows for your house. Quality that's clear. Ha ha. How about that? See, I could come in tomorrow and finish this. Just be all like, you know, I'm done for the day. I've done this for 3 hours. I'm finished. I don't want to do the last hour of work. I want to go home, sit with my family, have some dinner, and relax. Come in tomorrow, put in a little bit of time, just finishing this up with the heat gun. I could do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. But I also kind of want to get this done. You know, this is a last minute change to the process. And oh, by the way, you need to get another 20 cases of this thing that wasn't part of the original plan. I hate oh, by the way orders. They drive me crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. Get oh, by the way order, you fill it. Unless it's your screw-up distributor that sends you a message while you're literally on the road to New Orleans. Oh, by the way, we have an order we need tomorrow. We've been sitting on it for 3 days. I didn't bother to tell you when it came in. Oh, by the way, I'm supposed to do something about that? I have my product in a truck on the way to New Orleans. Oh, by the way, you should have told me about this Tuesday. Oh, by the way, idiots. Oh, well. Everything is hand done. Done by hand. Handcrafted. Hand bottled. Hand boxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I half suspect my OHB guy is going to say, oh, we don't need him. He's not going to be there Monday. Ah. All right. I'm trying to find out if the distributor is actually coming on Monday. Because I have a feeling he's not. Because he doesn't have a specific window yet. And if he's not coming on Monday, I'm going to go home and eat dinner at 4. Well, it's 4 o'clock, so. And the reason I don't think the distributor's actually coming on Monday is because he doesn't seem particularly worried about production. Hasn't asked me anything yesterday. Didn't really worry about it Friday. Hasn't asked me anything about it today. Usually, I've got to get like a pry bar to pull this guy out of my butt because he's asking 1,000 unnecessary questions. One, two, three, four, five, six. Perfect. Perfect. One, two, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No answer yet. Still trying to find out. I think the distributor said that he would be ready to pick it up on Monday, but I don't think he's scheduled a window yet for Monday. I just need to know if he's actually coming, how close I need to stay to town on my day off. Because I was thinking Top Golf might be in order, but also was thinking maybe a nap on the couch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. I was wondering where I was missing one. This is called reasoning in groups. I don't need to count 24. I just need to count to 4 or 6. One of the things that we teach our kids, that we tutor, you know, you count by 2s and you don't have to count as many. Count by 6s. Count by 4s. Count in groups. You don't have to count every single unit. Count the groups of units. Makes life easier. Makes the world go. Makes the world do bigger things faster. One, two. Oops, knocked one over. I mean, you know, Tuesday pickup's fine. Means I can wander further afield on Monday. I don't have to stay quite so close. If the guy's not coming. I've got plans after 4 o'clock anyway, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This will be 18, then 2 more, and we'll be done. All right, this is going pretty cool. It's okay. I'll be home by 5. Not a problem. Not a problem. Half a day on a Sunday. I think my boy wants to watch Captain America. I'm not sure if my lovely wife wants to. Don't know if I want to drag her to the movies, but, you know, Sunday evening matinee might be a fun movie. Catch a 3, 4, 5. Grab a hot dog, catch a movie. I think Captain America, the new Captain America, is just a kind of a generic. I get the feeling that it's just kind of a generic Marvel movie, that it's not like earth-shattering, groundbreaking, anything like that. Like, not unlike what the original Captain America or Thor might have been. You know, just generic introduction movies. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Any fresh new checks? Oh, sunflowers. Hey. What is in those bottles? In these bottles, we have the world's best daiquiri. These bottles, it's the same company that before it was the world's best gimlet. These bottles are the world's best daiquiri. I'm finishing up an order of 25 cases. Let me turn the music down while I'm talking. Finishing up an order of 20 cases of each one of their products. So they've got 20 cases of gimlet, 20 cases of daiquiri, 20 cases of espresso martinis, and these are all pre-mixed cocktails. They're fully mixed, fully ready to go. All you need to do is shake and pour, and you too can be a one-handed bartender. Shake, 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 pour. Just like that. Onehandedbartender.com is their website. You can order it online. Be delivered to your door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. But their sales process, we're not affiliated. I'm just bottling up their product. They're an outside partner. I'm working on a contract to do this product and to do this project. he doesn't have a pickup window for tomorrow. He says it's ideal, but not that it's actually happening. Great. One, two, three. My ear itches. My lovely wife has not texted me to say, hey, when are you coming home? So we're having steak or cod. I'm not sure which one we're having tonight, but we're having something that's going to be absolutely delicious. I want steak. I don't know where she got this idea of doing cod. Steak's going to be fantastic. Maybe I'll have steak tomorrow for lunch. Breakfast, steak and eggs. Then at lunchtime, have steak. And then dinner, have steak and more steak. We have 3 steaks because there's 3 of us in the house. And voila, et fini. All right. Now the next step, the final step, is we take the heat gun. Can y'all even see down here? Okay, kind of, yeah. And then that's it. We take the heat gun, give it a hit. Make sure it's nice and tidy looking. Flip to the side, hit it on the bottom. And voila. These boxes seem narrow. All right. Oh, they're plastic bottles. That's fine. Nothing wrong with a little shake and drop. And just like that, ooh, we've got another, what's this say? Thomas J. Henry Law. We have a law firm advertising. Cool. Thanks, Thomas J. Henry Law. Did you get in a car accident and not receive a six-figure settlement? Call Thomas J. Henry Law. That's a different lawyer here in town who's got those ads. I don't know who it is, but can't possibly be corrupt, right? Promising a six-figure settlement? I mean, Jesus. Where do these people find the nerve to say shit like that? I mean, it's just a consultation. And he's probably not going to take the case because it's not going to be a six-figure settlement. But notice I'm not doing the bottoms. Not yet. I figure I could do the top three sides first. Then come back and do the bottoms after. See, this would be a nice two-person job, too. But, whatever. My family will see me when they see me. They don't have to come and help me out. Screw those guys. I'm kidding. I love my lovely wife. She's a lovely person. And my kids exist. All right. Done. Ooh, one of my online influencers that I am working with, a friend of the distillery, if you will, is almost done with the videos that she's making. So I'm going to be super duper excited to release those when they get out. When they get back to me, rather. All right. They keep wanting to bunch up. But when they do that, when they get in that offset pattern, they're just slightly wider than the box. So I've got to make sure they don't do that. What's your question? Oh, what's in the bottles? Yeah. What's in the box? One of the best lines from a great movie. Mediocre movie. A good movie. What's in the box? What's in the box? It's always Gwyneth Paltrow's head. That's what's in the box. There, that one's perfect. 9 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which means we're almost halfway there. If I did this, whoops, don't want to do that. There. That's pretty well done. I just wish there was a way to, like, do this side without, like, screwing up everything. Oh, I wonder if I could do it this way. Yeah, that worked. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Fold it in like this. Put the board on it like that. Yeah. Look at me. I'm a learning monkey. Woo-hoo. See, I'm not sure it really matters if the bottom is done or not. So I'm not worried about the bottom. Looks like I could just, like these seem pretty tight with just the tops. So I'm going to stick with it. Get the corners. And we're good. Beautiful. All right, I'm very satisfied with what I finally learned. It took me 11 plus however many I've done before this to actually figure it out. Boom. Boom. And it's going a lot smoother too. I'm not fighting with it like I was before. Boards, nature's tool for getting stuff done. There we go. Oh, come here. This back end of this blew open. Uh-oh. That's not great. Yeah, I'm just going to replace that bag. I don't trust it at all. Let's see if I can do this in a relatively easy manner. I can't. All right, that was a fucking disaster. Awesome. Awesome. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. They're all arranged as I want them to be. Fold it over, place it down, lift it up. There we go. And that's that. Now we put them in the boxes. And I'm going to go home and spend some time with my lovely wife. How's that sound, kids? It's just me doing it anyway. Just talking to myself. That's cool. I'll talk to myself. Fuck all y'all. Yoink. Yoink. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Maybe I'll start with some of the second phase construction that I've got going on around here. Work on the bathroom. Oof, that popped. That's not great. All right, that one needs to be rebagged. See if I can do this one the easy way. I just put a bag on a bag. I cannot. Maybe we'll do it on the other side. All right. Boom. One, two, three, four, five. Let's go ahead and do the bottom on this one. Needed it for some reason. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, this is going to conclude our broadcast. Visit our sponsors, visit our partners, visit us, oldhumblедistilling.com, home of Texas's favorite craft distillery and most popular, fastest growing craft distillery, I will add. Done and done. Be awesome to each other. Be kind to yourselves. And we will see you next time we do a broadcast. The Old Humble Distilling Company. Cheers and good night.